From the police perspective, we were fine with leaving it as it is. We understand technology is advanced and doesn't necessarily have to be done that way anymore. But I mean, we would defer to your department, so you guys are the ones that have to clear the streets. We would go along with whatever you suggest.
Okay. Fire, is there any?
I wound up talking to Chief Coleman about it. We don't have any objections
Okay.
at this time. I mean,
So the concerns that DPW would have is obviously people not adhering to it. And it is true, you know, like last winter, we didn't have any situation that amounted to us probably needing to clear people. It does make it more cumbersome, particularly on some of the small streets. Forest Ave is one of them, where it's difficult to get around it if you have anything other than a pickup truck. So if you have loaders going through that area that have, you know, a 13, 14-foot blade, you literally can't get down the street if there's a car parked there. So that's one of the concerns in the smaller storms. And then what the notification would be in a larger storm, how you would notify people. And then beyond that, what the consequence would be if they don't get off. So I'm not 100% opposed to it. You know, it's easier for me just to keep it in place just because, you know, people tend to get used to it. But we would need to have determination on a mechanism to let people know that's effective, because everyone's just going to say, well, I didn't know. Not that everyone doesn't know it's going to snow. And this isn't, you know, a 3 or 4 inch snowstorm, nobody cares. But when you start getting 8, 12 inches, you know, you got a 20-inch snowstorm particularly, there is just nowhere to put the snow. I'll tell you, quite honestly, I will push the snow up to the back of the car. I will come around the other way. I'll push the snow to the front of the car because I can't get it by it. You know, it's just, there's nothing else you can do. And then the other problem you're going to have is those people are going to leave the next day, and now you're going to have this big giant double snow mound on either side of the car on the road that likely themselves are going to call and say, hey, there's a big mound, someone's going to come, and I got to pay a 4-hour call out for somebody to come and clear that road. So if you're going to do it, I think it should be a $150 fine if you leave your car there.
We have a lot of other things to do. Accidents are going to be left and right. We don't have all the day in the world to go and contact people to move their car. That's an additional issue that's going to be dumped on us, which
Again,
we just don't have the time to
in
do.
normal storms, it's 5 or 6 cars, you know, because we have the ban, most people, and it's usually the first couple storms of the year, and then they get the hint of it. You know, my concern is that you have a lot of people, and, you know, and even finding them, you know, I don't know how you know, what mechanism you have besides them going out and writing a ticket and putting it on their windshield.
Yeah. I mean, what you're telling me, though, is that there's going to be cars on the road no matter what.
In my neighborhood, people are not happy about it. There are a lot of people who don't have enough parking. Well, I'm sure we'll have a couple of storms, but to say you can't park from, October until April because there might be 2 storms, I think that's kind of a
It's
really...
December until
Whatever. But, you know, we pretty much start observing in October because we're not sure. That's an awful long parking ban for just a few possible storms.
I guess no one is really opposed to making the change. It's just going to be how word is going to be disseminated. I move that we vote on changing the overnight winter parking ban and eliminating it and making it on a case-by-case basis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.